What movie was so funny you laughed out loud in the theater? Anchorman. 60% of the time, it works every time. I saw a tweet recently that said before memes, we just had guys sitting in circles loudly quoting Anchorman at each other. I agree and definitely can relate to that. I remember going to see the movie for the second time a few weeks after it had been out. Me and a bud got super high and laughed non-stop during the whole movie. There were like 3 other random people in the theater. Anchorman is my generation's Caddyshack. Super bad. There was a solid 15 to 20 seconds of theater-wide laughter after Jonah Hill's response to the back-scratching line. I had to do a rewatch just to find out how the conversation ended. The scene about Dick drawing and him eating the paper had me dying. Dumb and Dumber. There are too many laughs. I don't think there has been a day that I haven't quoted this movie since it was released. Our pets' heads are falling off, the other guys. Dirty Mike and the Boys. We Will Have Sex in Your Car. I was 12 when Austin Powers came out and my dad took me. Talk about the sweet spot. My humor perfectly aligned with that movie's humor at that age. I remember laughing like a mad person. When I first saw the gold member scene with the doctor's screen and it looks like he's giving birth, I cried so hard and it perfectly hit my humor age 12. Yeah, those movies utilized angle and perspective-based humor excellently. I think the scene that young me lost it to the most was when they were backlit in the tent in the second movie, and what it looked like from the soldiers' perspectives. Game night. Extremely underrated. I couldn't stop laughing. How can that be profitable for Frito-Lay? Has the perfect delivery. Both Deadpool movies had me doing that. I was laughing at the first one when the opening credits rolled. And the end credit scene of the second one had me in tears because I was laughing so hard. My favorite running joke is the progression of the Black Tom Cassidy joke. At first, Wade thinks it's stupid. Then he can't remember what Tom's name was, calls him Tim, and says all I remember was he was African American. Then he says Black Tom was like a brother to him. Then he chastised Cable and tells him to judge a person on the conduct of their character, not the color of their skin. Thor Ragnarok, just, everything in that movie was comedy gold. Just the part when Loki sees Hulk for the first time. There was one time when we were children, he transformed himself into a snake, and he knows that I love snakes. So, I went to pick up the snake to admire it and he transformed back into himself and he was like, yeah, it's me. And then he stabbed me. We were 8 at the time. That was improvised, I believe. So great. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Brave Sir Robin. Ran away, not in the cinema, but Rat Race. I have to pause it to catch my breath cause I am laughing so hard. This has happened a few times. The scene with John Lovitz in Hitler's car was hysterical. I was laughing so hard I had tears in my eyes. Never laughed like that at the theater since. Of course, it was probably because I was 12 at the time, but still. The lipstick mark above his lip, the cigarette lighter in his throat so he can't talk properly, crashing Hitler's car into a Veterans Association meeting and getting up making a Hitler-esque rant on stage. Fuck, I lost it so hard. Opening night for the South Park Bigger Longer Uncut, I vividly remember looking around the packed theater and collectively losing our minds with laughter when they started singing Uncle Fucker. The only time in my life that I have seen an entire packed audience all crying with laughter. Absolutely hilarious, good choice. The first Zombieland. When Bill Murray apologizes for Garfield, I laughed out loud and no one else in the theater laughed. This happens to me with a lot of movies. My favorite movie that this happened to me in was Deadpool 2 when Juggernaut says that Professor Xavier is in a wheelchair so they are even Steven. The 21 Jump Street remake. Especially when Tatum and Hill were tripping out and the teacher was talking with them. It's the captain's daughter scene in 22 Jump Street that absolutely destroyed me. Wayne's World. It still gets a few chuckles but the first time I saw it in the theater I thought it was great. The guy next to us had his head in his lap laughing so hard at Wayne prancing around in his underwear. Camera 1/Camera 2 scene. Ice Age. I loved that movie and it made me feel like a kid again. I feel like Ice Age could have been good if they didn't make like 20 movies. Ice Age was good and a self-contained finished story. The sequels can just be ignored as non-existent. Bridesmaids. My wife dragged me along. I still quote it all the time. Help me, I'm poor. https://youtube.b/d9scs480. The flawlessly executed J-turn when trying to get Chris O'Dowd to pay attention slays me. Galaxy Quest. By Grabtar's Hammer, what a savings. The absolutely dead look on Alan Rickman really sold the line. You can see his soul getting sucked out when he said that at the Not Best Buy. I laughed so hard at Step Brothers my face hurt the next day. My wife hated Will Ferrell for some unknown reason, until I finally got her to sit down and watch Step Brothers. Why are you all sweaty? I was watching Cops. Cops doesn't start till 4, Blazing Saddles. 22 Jump Street. The My Name Jeff part still gets me. The captain's daughter. I think everyone damn near shit themselves. You high-fived him. The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad. I couldn't stop laughing at this movie. I'm a person who doesn't have uncontrollable laughter very often, but this was one of the times. Such a classic. I still watch it at least once every year, and it never gets old. The scene where he forgets to take off his mic before going to the bathroom had me in tears the first time I saw it, when Titanic first came out. I fell asleep and woke up at this part. The scene from Titanic when the boat is ass-end in the air and people are dying. A guy falls off the edge and hits the propeller, it makes the boing sound, and he tumbles over and overtop his death. My girlfriend at the time was hitting me to stop laughing, but I couldn't. I was literally crying. I was laughing so hard. What made it better? The guy behind me starts laughing, then a few more, and then more. Basically the dudes started laughing, which made it funnier. Girlfriend was not happy that night because I embarrassed her. Not a fan of the movie, but that part gets me every time. Edit https://youtube.b/tz4gestics up9e this part. Dude, my stepsister and I would watch Titanic a lot when I was over at my dad's house, and we'd keep replaying that scene over and over cause it was just so funny. XD, I mean realistically it's a horrible way to go, but we just couldn't help ourselves. Airplane. I even named my dog Shirley. Shirley? You can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley. Snatch. My husband is Irish and his sister married into a traveler family, so we understood some lines better than many might. It was weird to be laughing so hard but being the only ones in the theater doing so. You like Dax? Shut up and sit down, you big bald fuck. The Emperor's New Groove has me peeing my pants every time I watch it. It never gets old. The bit when Kuzco and Pasha fall and they have to help each other climb up to the rope/vine gets me every time. Particularly from the moment Pasha grabs it and the scorpions fall onto Kuzco. The first time I saw it I about died laughing. My stomach hurt, I had tears running down my face, and I couldn't breathe properly. I think I actually had to pause it when the bats came flying out just so I could try to stop laughing. The Hangover. I saw it opening day with my dad and had zero expectations. One of the few times I can remember crying laughing. Also the end credits when they find the lost camera was a little awkward since I was 13 at the time, ha 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 ha. What we do in the shadows. I think we drink virgin blood because it sounds cool. I think of it like this: if you're going to eat a sandwich, you would just enjoy it more if you knew no one had fucked it. Leave me to do my dark bidding on the internet. Before the jokes were told so often everyone got sick of it, Borat was regarded as a genuinely funny movie. I've never seen a theater explode in laughter as many times in one movie, and I was one of the people laughing. The naked dildo fight was warped and hilarious. I was laughing so hard I couldn't breathe. The Lego Movie. I went with friends, was kinda indifferent about seeing it and had low expectations, but ended up in tears from laughing so hard. Didn't see the OG Lego movie in theaters, but I did see Lego Batman, and it was hysterical. I'm so glad my friend and I had the place to ourselves. Heard good things about that movie from friends when it came out, so checked it out on Netflix, and my god, it's a great movie, and this coming from a big Nolan Batman fan. This Lego version is perfect. Tropic Thunder. Simple Jack. Never go full retard.